Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 3 of the bunny tutorial. So, as always, everything you need to know is listed in the description box, and I will link the first part of the video if you've just stumbled upon this part way through. And yeah, let's just carry on. So I think for this video I'm going to start coming down that nose a little bit. So first things first, just going to tidy it up a little bit. And I'm just going to use the Nougat just to map in where that sort of like line of the nose is, so I don't lose it. There we go. And I'll just do the other side a little bit as well. I've done that too wide. Yeah, I think I have. Is it meant to go there? Not there. Right, and I'm going to use the buff titanium as the base. And let's bring it down this bit as well. Just going to leave that lighter bit for now, just so I can see where the darker bits are. And let's do this bit, this little right hand side bit, because that is definitely buff titanium. Okay, and let's use the burnt ochre 10% from the Luminance. I'm just going to go over this sort of darker bit. But then that bottom bit's a bit more pinky toned, so I'll use the beige red or light flesh, whichever yours is called, and I'm just going to add that in that bottom bit. Not pressing on hard, just lightly, enough to get a nice even colour. There we go. And then I'm going to start doing some little first strokes with the Nougat. So I'm just going to start, they're very, very tiny round here, so I'm just going to start building them up. Make sure your pencil's really sharp. I might sharpen mine again in a second. And just start building up some little first strokes. Yeah, I'm going to sharpen it better. And I'm just going to add a little bit of a line there. Got a little bit of a bit there. There we go. I'll just do that bit for now, and I'm going to add some burnt umber on top. Start darkening it up a little bit, create a bit more definition. just going to like bring it all together here. Like that. And let's add a bit of dark sepia. It's quite dark, sort of like round this bit, so I'm just going to add a bit to here. I'm not pressing on hard either, I'm just making sure to use the very sharpest point with the pencil and get like a nice little defined line. And I'm going to start from this bottom bit. Darken it up a little bit around here. Then I think we need a bit more brown. Let's use some more burnt umber. Just add a bit more pressure just to start getting more of a pigmented brown. Kind of like blend it up a bit more, and I think we need some orange. Let's add some burnt ochre. And I'm just going to blend it in nice and softly. There we go. And we definitely need to darken up this nose, so I might try a bit more dark sepia just to begin with, and then I think we might need a bit of black. I'm just going to do some little pointy V shapes there. Pressing on a little bit harder than I was before. And then pressing on a bit harder again. I'm just doing some more little strokes. Just trying to build it up very gradually. Again, I'm sort of doing some of these little pointy shapes to get a more clumpy look. And I'm just going to draw a bit more of a line there. Blend out from it. go. I add a little bit more burnt umber, just a little bit. There we go. Get in there now. Add a little bit more here too. Right, that looks good. Let's now just do this little bit of the nose here. So now I'm going to use Caput Mortuum Violet for the nose, and I'm just going to start adding a little bit over it. Start darkening it up and add a bit more of that purpley tone. Again, I'm not really pressing on that hard, I'm just lightly building it up. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a point at the bottom there and blend up like that. There is actually a bit of a line going up there. I'm going to use the dark sepia to darken it up a bit more. Just going to darken up that top bit. Maybe blend a few more hairs up. And I'm just going to bring that dark sepia down a bit. Shade it down, blend it down. And I'm going to darken up this line. I might just add a bit more Caput Mortuum Violet. There we go. And then let's do this little bit here. So I'm gonna try a bit of, try some Nougat, I think, just to start adding a bit of fur detail. So it's like a little bit of a line that comes down here, like that. And then I'm gonna just add, oh, I don't know why I just did that so dark. Just gonna add a bit of a line there where that grass is in the rabbit's mouth. And I'm just gonna start blending some Nougat down there really softly. Don't know why that dark bit keeps appearing. It's better. And I might add a little bit of beige red. I feel like there's a pinky tone. I'm just going to blend that in very softly. And I might even blend that out a little bit with the white. Soften it up. And I'm going to go back in with the Nougat. I'm just going to define that line a little bit more. And then I'm starting to do some little fair strokes just over this bit. And I'm going to use some dark sepia. Just going to add a bit of a line there. And some little tiny little fair strokes just where that line comes around there. And blend. And then I might add in some of these little whiskers. I think I might just use a warm grey one to start with, to start like mapping them in. I'm going to start adding in a few of these little whiskers. So I'm just going to dab them away. And I'm going to use warm grey one initially to just get like the mapping down of the whisker. And then I might go over it with a slightly darker colour just to make them a bit more obvious, but just going to use warm grey one. And I'm going to try and just like fade them out at the end a little bit so they're nice and soft. And I'm not pressing hard, I'm just sort of using the sharpest bit of the pencil and going over it a few times till it's nice and clear. And then these ones here. And I might as well do these ones here while I'm at it. Okay. And I'll do this little one here. Very subtle, that one. And I'll do this one because you can see it on the camera. And then I'll do the ones at the top later on. There we go. And I might use debating whether I go with a brownie colour or a grey sort of colour for it. Let's try warm grey 4 and see how that looks. I don't want to go too dark too soon, so I'm just going to go over that a little bit, really lightly, just to darken them up a tad. Mostly just doing it at the root and then sort of like fading it out as I get further down the whisker. Then they look nice and soft. There we go. They look really nice. Okay, and I might start adding some little strokes to the edge of that fur. There we go. I think I'll probably have to darken them up with a bit of dark sepia, so I'll do that now. Tiny little hair strokes. So like mix up the length so that they look like natural. It's doing some longer, some shorter. There we go. Right, I might now start adding, add a bit more dark sepia to this bit. And a bit more nougat. There we go, that looks nice. And I'm going to add a little bit more to the bottom of that mouth bit. Might even do a few little hairs sticking down. Blend into some of them whiskers a little bit. And just sort of like define the bottom edge of it. I'm going to use that warm grey one again and just do a few little hairs sticking down. It's very subtle. And I might use the dark sepia just to darken up the root of a few of these whiskers. Again, I'm sort of just blending it into the root and then fading it out as it comes out. I feel like it could do with being a little bit darker in places. Okay, that looks good. Let's start on this bit now. So, I'm gonna add in, stow it away a bit. I'm going to add in some brown ochre 10%, and I'm making sure to leave this bit a tad lighter for now. Just gonna, and I think I might have already done this. Oh well, blend a bit more in, just smooth it out a tad. Yeah, I already did that, didn't I? Let's use some nougat then. And I'm going to start adding in some fur texture. Making sure to try and follow the direction. Just add in where the sort of brown bit ends here, so I can see, then I can just carry on mapping in that fur. I am doing those little like pointy shapes, like where the fur goes in, splits off into two different directions. Okay, I need to bring it round here a little bit more. So I'll use the butt titanium there, blend it out a little bit. Some brown ochre, 10%. And the nougat. Just gonna carry on. Bring it right to that middle bit. And then I might just use a little bit of that titanium now over this lighter bit. Blend that in a bit. And some beige red, definitely more pinky. But I'm going to concentrate it sort of on the bottom half of this section, so just it's about there, and then sort of like fade it out. Might even add a bit more on this right side. And then I'm going to start blending the nougat through that bit. So let's just define this edge a tiny bit more. And then just going to add a few little strokes through there with the nougat. And I might add a bit of the warm grey for a bit more grey toned at the top. Then I'm going to use the burnt umber and start darkening up this bit here. There are some like little sort of lines where I don't know what you call those bits. Do you know what I mean? Like these bits here. I'm just going to add them in by doing some little pointy, clumpy bits. And then sort of like a bit that goes up here. And then a bit that goes along the bottom bit. Like that. And then some little bits in this bit. Like that. And then I'm sort of just going to blend it all together a bit more. Yeah, if anyone knows the name of what those little like bits where the whiskers come out of are called, let me know, because I never know what to call them. I'm just going to darken up this edge. I feel like the light's going in and out a lot today. Very strange weather. Right, I might add a bit of burnt ochre before I do anything else. I feel like it needs to be more orange. I'm just going to blend that in. pressing a tiny bit harder on this sort of like outside bit because I want it to be a bit more vibrant. And just want to softly blend it into the rest. And I'm going to add some dark sepia now. Start darkening up those little like bits where the whiskers come out of. And you can see a few little whiskers, so I'm going to start trying to add them in. Just take your time with this bit. There's one there. I'm not pressing hard, I'm just really lightly mapping them in. Must have just made a weird noise. Just darken up these little bits. Up here. And definitely going to darken up these bits. A little pointy shape here, V shape, and it's definitely darker around here too. And then just going to darken up these little bits. And a few little bits around here. And I'm going to start blending a bit more burnt umber in there just to like bring it together a little bit more. Bit more dark sepia, I think. I feel like I might even need a bit of black to darken it up more. I'm going to blend a bit more. Let's try a little bit of black. Only a bit. See how it looks. Just into like these bits mainly. There we go. And I might just add a bit of dark sepia through this bit here. I might just add a bit of shade in there. A bit more around there. And just blend some little hairs through here. A bit more detail. I might do a few on this side. Okay. Add a little bit more of a line there. Might just finish off with this bit here. So, I'm gonna rub out those lines a little bit. And I'm going to use the buff titanium. Just bring it down. Get rid of those lines a bit more. Bring it down to about there. And there is a really light bit there, so I might use the white just to sort of lighten that bit up. And then I'm going to use the Nougat, start mapping in where this sort of like shape is that comes down here. So this bit sort of like comes down. Do some tiny little lines. Comes down here. Down there. Just doing little strokes. I feel like I've made that a weird shape. And then it comes up here like this. Like so. And then there's definitely some nougat sort of underneath that chin. I'm gonna blend a bit down. Concentrate it on like the bottom of the chin. Like that. And I'm going to use the brown ochre 10% and just blend that through, sort of like this area. leaving that white bit. And I might just add a tiny bit through this little bit here. Right, there's a little bit of a green tinge underneath the chin, like around here. So I'm going to add a little bit of chromium green opaque, really lightly, just to try and get a bit more of that green colour. Really softly blending that in there. And I might do the piece of grass. So I'm going to use earth green just to add a bit of a base colour, and use the chromium green opaque to darken it up. Then it all sort of ties in nicely. I like to use the same colours where I can, just so it looks like cohesive. There we go. Oh, that looks so cute. Right, anyway, back to this bit now. And I'm going to use the Nougat through this bit. Start building up some texture. Quite like clumpy around here, so I'm doing like bigger gaps between the strokes. And I might just do a few little bits through here. But then I'm going to use warm grey 4 just to add a bit more of a grey colour. And I'm going to use the burnt umber to darken up this little bit under the chin. I'm going to concentrate it to sort of this top line. It's like quite a dark bit here. And then a bit to the bottom. And a little bit here actually. Could do with a bit more of a warm browny colour. Maybe a little bit more, a bit darker along the bottom. Blend it through a bit more. And I'm going to add a bit more through here. There we go. Oh, it looks so cute. I'm obsessed. I'm going to add some, start blending this bit out. I think I've definitely learned this past few months that lighter layers is better than pressing on really hard. I used to press on so hard, but I just don't think it has the best effect anymore. I feel like I'm over it now. I'm ready to give my hand a bit of a break and not hurt my fingers so much by pressing on really hard. Plus it's easier to correct your mistakes if you don't press on too hard, so I'm all for it. I'm going to use the dark sepia and start darkening up this bit here, doing some more like chunky, clumpy sort of shapes in the fur, doing these little pointy shapes that split off into two. And this is the bit I think I need to like blend out a bit more. I might start adding some of these little whiskers in. Just bringing them down to there for now. There we go. Just so I can see where they're going. And I'm just going to finish off bringing that dark sepia through here. And I'm going to add a bit under here. A little bit more. I love that little bit of grass in its mouth, that's so cute. And I might just ever so slightly just darken up this bit. And I think I definitely need a bit more stuff through here. Let's try a bit more nougat. Blend it out a bit more. And a bit more burnt umber. Darken up this bit here. And some more dark sepia. Darken up this bottom bit. And then I'm going to carry on trying to blend it out a bit more around here. Okay, I think that looks good. I think I might leave it there for now, and then in the next video we can sort of move on up the head a little bit more. But yeah, I'm happy with how that's looking. I hope you've enjoyed this part. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to see more, and I shall see you in the next one hopefully. Bye for now.